This conference will now be recorded.
All right, everybody. Here we go again. This is Don Latimore of the Elite Business League of Keller Williams Realty. Tonight, we're going to talk about some awesome topics. So really, if you don't have a pen and a pad, let's make sure that you do have a pen and a pad, because some of the information I'm going to share with you can literally change the way you actually do business every single day. And it is some of the things that I've done, or Latoya and I have done, to really be able to branch into a new market. All right. So I'm going to actually be, diving in. I can't get as granular as I would like to, because this call can end up being 8 hours, if I got as granular as I want to. But it will be designed tonight to help you to be able to take your business to another level. So I'm not going to stay at the 30,000 foot level. I'm not going to go that high. We're going to probably be at the 5 to 10,000 foot level with the type of information I'm going to be able to share with you here this evening. So again, get ready, hold on tight, and we are going to move forward. Again, if you don't know who I am, I know many of you probably should by now if you've been on Elite Business League website. My name is Don Latimore again, and I'm one of the founders of the Elite Business League. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get started. I'm actually going to show you what the agenda is going to be on here tonight. All right, because as part of our 10 core commitments on being on the Elite Business League is building your business both online and offline. And it is such a powerful thing for you to be able to build your business online, because about 82% of the people, they start their home searches online. And I'll tell you, Latoya and I, we sell a lot of homes off people that have found us online. So that alone is something that helps us to understand that we've got to have a powerful online presence in order to ensure that we're being able to capture that audience as they're just doing searches. And that happens whether we talk to them or not. And then they end up just kind of picking up the phone. All right. But tonight we're going to talk about how do you build an online presence. All right. And that is so powerful for you to be able to build an online presence, and why, especially if you are in a new market and you're trying to figure this thing out. Now, we all know, especially if you went to Ignite training or you're involved in your business, that, most of your business should eventually come from your sphere of influence, right? Hopefully your first few deals that you have should come from your sphere of influence. All right. But however, what do you do if no business is coming from it just as of that moment? Do you stop? Do you say, hey, this doesn't work? No, you keep pounding through things in order to be able to help you with your business. All right. So, hey, if everybody can make sure that you're on mute, that will be great. All right. Just if everybody can make sure you're on mute. All right. So tonight, again, we're going to talk about how do you build an online presence to where you will constantly be able to build your sphere of influence and be able to actually take your business to another level. I will tell you that Latoya and I, we are I would like to say, still somewhat new to South Carolina. Yes, we've been here for about 3.5 years, so some people say that's not new, right? But we have no family here. All of our family is in California. And as many of you know, we've been involved in the real estate industry for 13, 14 years. But however, we both were dual career agents, right? We had our cake and we were able to eat it too. So we were successful at our, 9 to 5 jobs, or actually working longer than that. But, we were successful making really good money. I was a senior manager inside of a call center. So that allowed us to be able to travel from California to Alabama. We still weren't licensed at the time. We were real estate investors, right? But we were not licensed at the time when we were in Alabama. Then in 2015, we went from Alabama to South Carolina because my job, I got a job here in South Carolina in the Columbia market, all right? But then that's when we decided, several months after we got here, that, okay, let's go ahead and get our real estate license because we're going to stay here for a moment, all right? So when we decided to do that and get our real estate license here, we knew that we really didn't have a sphere of influence that we can tap into like most people who may have grew up here in South Carolina. Hey, if everybody can please make sure that you're on mute. I'm getting some background noise. If everyone can please look at your phone and please press mute, because I want to make sure that, because we're recording and I want to make sure that we're not getting any background noise throughout the call. All right. So here's what we have that, when we got here, we said, okay, we've got to be able to build a business online to where people can be able to search us. All right. So I'm going to talk to you all about that tonight. So that will help you out so you can also do the same thing as we're talking through the 10 core commitments as we previously talked about. All right. So what you want to be able to do is, like it says right here on the top of the screen, you want to be able to plan your life, your strategy, and your business model. All right. This is, and it doesn't matter whether you're a single agent, a buyer agent, or you're just focused on listings. It doesn't matter. You can do the same things that I'm going to talk about here tonight to be able to build your business, no matter what type of business you're operating on a day-to-day, as far as from a real estate perspective. All right. So you want to plan your life, your strategy, and business model. What do I mean by that? When I say plan your life, that means that, how are you going to make sure that you open up the doors to your business every single day? And how is your life going to revolve around that, right? Or the opposite for that, for some people, right? Or how is my business going to revolve around my life? However you want to look at it, all right? But how are you going to be able to make sure that you open up the doors to your business every single day? If you don't open up the doors to your business every single day, especially when you first get started, then you're going to have a hard time getting started. All right. So then you got to think about your strategy. All right. So I thought about, how I'm going to operate my business, when I'm going to operate my business. Now I got to think about, okay, what is the strategy that I'm going to incorporate behind it so I can constantly get business, right? If your business is solely focused on just the sphere of influence, then eventually one day that may dry up. All right. So you don't want that. Just likewise, you don't want 100% of your business just based off of you always going out and hunting for business. You want to have a nice balance between you being able to hunt for business and then you being able to give business from referrals from people that are in your sphere. All right. And then you wrap that around with a lot of the tools and the resources that we have at Keller Williams to be able to have a business model that supports your strategy and your life, right? That's why we say, hey, you create a life by design. That's what we're talking about here. All right. So let's kind of push forward because we're going to be able to talk about an online presence because you have to have one. So your strategy and your business model needs to incorporate your online strategy. And I know we talk about that to nauseum on some of these calls. All right. So there's 3 types of internet presence that you can have. All right. Now, just like it says here, and I know a lot of this stuff here is on your screen, but I've got to explain what you may see. All right. So there's 3 types of internet presence. Okay. All right. One, there's no presence. If you don't have no presence on the internet in today's day and age, your business is going to struggle. Period. Because if most people are starting their searches online, or if millions and millions, almost 1 billion people, I think, is on Facebook, and you're not online, then your business is going to struggle because you're not in some of the number one places that people are at all the time because you just don't like it. No, you're in business. You're in business to make money. You're in business to help people. So why work harder? Work smarter. So you have to be in front of the people that have a higher chance to be able to search you out, to be able to give you more business. If not, you're going to be running in place. All right, so you have those people that have no presence, right? And then you have those people that just do business, right? You know what? Every 2 minutes, I'm just going to puke something about my business. Y'all have seen that, right? If you have those Facebook pages and you look up some people, they don't talk about anything else but their business. Now, you know that those people who only talk about their business, they don't get a whole lot of engagement because there's minimal engagement because people don't want to be puked on about their business all the time. They want to get to know who you are and let the business wrap around that. All right. But you have those people that just do business. Right. And then that third type, we have the business and the personal. Now, you see here, you see a little asterisk by number 3 because that's what you want. All right. You want to have that blend between business and personal. Now, technically, there's a 4th type, which is just personal, but we're not going to even go there because that's just the same as just doing business. All right. So you want to have that blend between business and personal because that's how people can be able to connect the dots for you. All right. So let's continue to keep going. All right. So what people have to be able to do And when I say people, I'm talking about the people online. They've got to get to know you. There's three things. And I was at a mini training earlier today, and we talked about these things in depth. So that's why I want to make sure that I bring these things to you here today, because these are the things that we did in order to be able to build our business in this Columbia market where we had no presence. All right. So people have to be able to get to know you. If they don't know you, then they're not going to want to do business with you because they don't know anything about you. People start to search people out, and when they find some information about you, they want to know more about you before they're going to even talk to you. That's what people are about. Even if you think about this, think about if you were on Facebook and somebody requested your friend. What are you going to do? You're going to probably put up their profile, kind of look through their page a little bit. Is this somebody that I might want to be connected with? Yay, and that, I don't know, right? So people want to get to know you, period. Okay? Also, too, people want to be able to like you, right? So, and there's ways in which you want people to be able to like you. And then they have to be able to trust you, okay? So those three things that you got to get people to do, they've got to get to know you, like you, and trust you. That is all part of your online strategy to build a presence. You've got to say, okay, how do I get people to know me? And we're going to talk about these three things tonight, right? Some of it is right there on your screen. You can read it, right? How do I get people to like me? How do I get people to trust me, right? I will tell you, when you're doing these three things in conjunction all at one time, then you're going to have people seek you out. Again, I said it earlier and I'll say it again. We have people that call us and say, hey, you know what? I found you online and I read a whole bunch of information about you. And you know what? I want you guys to be able to help us to buy a home, or I want you guys to be able to list our home. And here in the Columbia area, I know that we have people that are all across the country on this call. Get it? Got it? Good, right? But here in the Columbia market, we have investors that are all over the place, or people who once lived here and now they've moved away to a more expensive area, but they've kept the home at the rental and now they're ready to sell the home. And so now they're trying to find which real estate agent do I want to, give my business to. So they start to search out these things. So you've got to be able to say, how do I create an online presence where people can know me, like me, and trust me? Okay, those three things. So let's talk about know you. Now, they've got to know, hey, what do we do every single day? All right. How do you get involved in those things, right? How do you talk about you, right? They want to get to know you as a person, because people want to know who they're going to be doing business with. They want to know that you're just not all business, right? And so, how do you do that? Right now, I'm going to talk more about Facebook tonight, but quite frankly, whether it's Facebook and Instagram, any one of those social media outlets, right? Just think about how you can incorporate these things in those forms. But really, Facebook is where I'm going to centralize my time here tonight, because that's where the bulk of the people are, right? Is on Facebook, all right? So if you think about it, right, you want to take 1 to 2 hours a day to go through and like other people's posts. Why? Because as you're liking other people's posts, as you post stuff, it connects you on Facebook. Okay, let me say that again. When you like other people's posts, it connects you with those people to where as you're posting stuff, it keeps you connected and keeps you in their news feed. That's what you want. And again, this is not a big Facebook, training, because again, I can talk hours on that, right? And so, and then as you're liking people's stuff, right, you also want to respond to some of the posts, especially if they're cool, right? Because why? Because then people are interacting with you, right? They're seeing you. Oh, this person is interactive. But even when you're doing these things, your whole Facebook, and I'm talking about your personal page now, your personal page needs to scream at people that you sell real estate. Now, it doesn't have to be just all real estate, but it's kind of like a hidden message to where people know, oh, that guy sells real estate. And then they also have a way, to be able to not just say, hey, that this guy sells real estate, but also, too, that here's this guy's phone number. right? You just got to make it easy to contact you. All right. So you're going through, you're liking everybody's posts, you're commenting on stuff, right? And you're trying to say, well, what's my strategy? I don't know when to do this. All right. Well, do it 1 to 2 hours a day. Now, when you do that, it's actually better to do that later on in the evening. Because why? Because if other people have been posting and commenting on other people's things, when you comment, guess what they see? They see all your comments, or they get pinged, or everybody that commented earlier or pinged on those posts earlier. Once you respond, they see that response as well, if it's part of the general news feed. And now people can see, hey, guess what? I see this person, especially if what you're responding is really interesting. Then people are going to want to know what it is that you're talking about, right? Then they're going to pull up your profile because people want to get to what? Know you. And then they're going to see, oh, this person sells real estate. How cool, right? That's free, guys. It is free. All right. So you want to like and post 1 to 2 hours a day. All right. You want to consistently focus on building your modern day sphere of influence online. Think about it. If people that you get to like you and that you're friends with, right? You're seeing people. I see some of the same people posting stuff all day long on Facebook. Do you think I know them? Yeah, I know a lot about them. A lot about them because they're staying active, and because they're staying active, they're always in my news feed. Some stuff I care to see, some stuff I don't, but they just stay active in my news feed. And it's interesting. Some people that I don't even care to even, interact with too much, guess what? They got 4,000, 5,000 friends. Trust me, I stay active with them. When I post something, if they like it, they share it. And now I've just got shared with 4,000 of their friends. So I don't really move too much from some of those people. All right. But you want to build that modern day sphere of influence online. And it's real simple because especially if you're saying, let me go ahead and focus on one area, like I like to focus on the Columbia area and then some of the other markets where we're building out, our team. And so I said, okay, great. Let me just kind of build a little sphere over there and have people consistently see me and get to know me. All right. And I post things, not just about real estate, but I post things about food. I post motivational stuff. I post stuff about my family. Look here, you're in business. So if you're that type of person who says, I don't want people to know everything about me. I don't want people to know all my personal life. Guess what? That's going to impact your business. Now, you don't have to put everything about you online, but I will tell you that people want to know about you. And if you miss that boat, you're going to miss business, guaranteed. All right. So you want to talk about what you do in your personal life, like I've already said, but you want to avoid topics such as sex, politics, and religion. Trust me, that's not where you want to go. All right. Because if somebody's pulling you up online, okay, and they're trying to learn something about you, right? Let's say if you were talking politics and, you felt a certain way about a particular party and you're posting all the information about that particular party. All right. But the person that you are trying to get as a client, they feel a certain way, and then they pull you information up about you, and now they don't want to do business with you because you just put your personal feelings out there. Remember, people want to get to know you. But if you kind of keep that hidden, guess what? They don't know that. Now, that's not saying don't be you, but all I'm saying is be smart, have smart business. And when you operate your business in a very smart and strategic way, people can get to know you on what you put out there, and you can have some fun with it, but just be careful about the stuff, even the stuff that you respond to. I've seen some stuff where I'm like, I don't understand why this person responded to this. If people got to know that, oh my goodness. I was just told the other day about somebody who posted something, and they said, you know what, an hour later that post was done, but the only reason why this person's seen it is because somebody else took a screenshot of it and they shared it with a whole bunch of people and said, oh my God, I can't believe it. So you got to be really cautious about what you allow people to know about you, but you've got to let people know who you are. That's how you start to build an online presence. People say, man, I really like that person. Even when Latoya and I are going out and we're going to comedy shows or concerts, people want to know that you're a person, and they get attracted. It's like a magnetic attraction. All right, let's keep going. Like us. All right. So how do you get people to like you? You get reviews all the time. You want to be able to look at reviews. You all look at reviews all the time, right? If you search on Amazon before you buy a product, what do? You look at the reviews. What do other people say about this product that I don't have in my hand that 600 other people are selling? What are the reviews from that company as opposed to another? People do that all the time too about real estate. All right. So, you want to have, some reviews on Zillow. Now, in order for you to have reviews on Zillow, what do you have to have? You have to have some kind of closings. So let's focus on some closings, everybody, right? So, but however, I'm going to show you what I've done or what we do. Now, if you have your listing the leads account that we talked about, remember it's in our marketing extreme tab. Click on where it says listing the leads in our marketing extreme. We talked about that last week. And once you have listing the leads, they actually automatically create a page for you that will pull from Zillow and actually have a reviews page for you. So I'm going to show you what our reviews page actually looks like, right? And this is what our reviews page looks like for the Latimore group. All right. Now, again, I've got to update it because now we've got some more members, part of the Latimore group and all the other good stuff. But here's what it currently looks like, which is pretty cool, right? And this is pulling from Zillow, which is cool. So we created a custom URL, www.latimoregroupreviews.com. Again, it's www.latimoregroupreviews.com. And I'm telling you that because you can come here and you can actually look at, exactly what it looks like. But this is just another service that, I talked about listing the leads, right? That's just another service through listing the leads that's automatically for you. So we created that's like it's a landing page, and all the homes that we're currently selling is over here on the right-hand side. So what happens is we send this page out, that URL out to, different clients that we're working with, and now they get to know us through reviews. They get to trust us through reviews. So by the time we're sitting in front of them, it's not like we're trying to convince them to do business with us. They're already ready to do business with us because they read what everybody else is saying about us. All right. So that's a really powerful thing when, you create online reviews or have online reviews for yourself. Now, there's other ways you can do it as well. Yelp, through Facebook, right? If you have a Facebook business page, which, again, if you are following our 90-day boot camp, right, then you have a Facebook business page, all right, because it tells you when to do that. And on there, give people an opportunity to give you reviews on there as well. So all of those things. Now, I don't focus as much on the Facebook reviews on the reviews page, but it's coming, right? Because we have some, but it's coming on our Facebook business page. But that's just what you want to do, right? Now, number 4, which says, how do you ask for reviews? You ask for reviews throughout the entire buying process, right? Let people know, hey, you know what? I appreciate you choosing, the Latimore group to help you to sell a home. I just want to let you know part of my business is, through, part of our business is through referrals. So my goal is to be able to provide you an amazing experience. This way you want to be able to tell a friend about us, give us some reviews, because that's how, we're able to build our business, because a lot of people look online. And so we're going to work hard because we really would like a review from us, a review from you to help us with our business. All right. We remind people about that throughout the process. Okay. This way, by the time, we're at the closing table and we give them that nice little closing gift, we'll ask them again, hey, would you mind giving us a review? How was the whole process? Oh, the process was great. Thank you very much. Everything else. And then we immediately send them a link so they can go ahead and write an online review. Right. So that's kind of how you do it. So again, you see where it says plant the seed throughout, and then you can also send some reminders if you don't have it. All right. So that's the reviews. So we talked about getting people to know you. We talked about people liking you. And now we're talking about the power one. People now have to be able to trust you. Remember, you don't want to be around people that you don't trust. Okay. And trust, once it's gone, it's gone. Right? It's hard to rebuild trust. We all know about that person in our lives, right? That you lost trust with, and they really can't get it back. Or maybe that's you, and you've been trying to get it back with somebody because you may have done something either intentionally or unintentionally. Now you're trying to regain that person's trust. It happens in business all the time. And so you got to get people to be able to trust you. And that's how you be able to build your sphere of influence and how you be able to get those referrals, right? So how do you do that? Let's talk through this, all right? So you've got to be able to become their advocate for real estate. right? So you have all these messages that are going out, right? So they get to know you. You're posting, 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day. You're liking their stuff. You're responding. You're getting some engagement. It's all about engagement, folks. You're getting that engagement. You're building your sphere of influence. You're talking about, your personal life. They're seeing you as a person. Then they come up and then they start looking, man, this person is doing some stuff in real estate. That's pretty cool, right? And throughout that whole entire time, like, every, so many days, you're given kind of different messages on real estate. Now, this is all on your personal page. Okay. So, hey, you're giving some market updates. Hey guys, here in Columbia, X amount of homes have been sold, or this is what the market looks like in the Columbia region. Hey, let me know if you know anybody's looking to buy or sell a home, right? And then the next few, but that's not what your whole page is all about. But every so often you're infusing those things, and then you're just paying attention to what's going on throughout the week. You may start to train people in the mortgage process, right? So, and you don't have to do all of these things every single week. Like I said up top, have a strategy. Maybe part of your strategy is, okay, this week I'm going to tell everybody about the mortgage process, right? I'm going to have a couple posts on that, get some engagement, right? And I'm not saying that you fully tell everybody about the whole entire mortgage process, right? You give a 1-minute snippet, and then you see where it says use video marketing. You do a 1 or 2 minute snippet on, hey guys, one of the first, things that you want to do, and, buying a home is getting pre-qualified. That's the very first thing. So you want to contact the mortgage, and you just kind of go through that process. Make it quick, make it simple, but people, and then they see you as their fundamental advocate, and then they start to trust you. All right, because now you're educating, you're coming with contribution, all right, and you're coming with that on the front end, and they say, man, this person really knows their stuff, right? And if you're not talking about the mortgage process, maybe you're infusing some information about the home buyer process a couple of days a week, maybe Tuesday and Thursday, or 3 times a week, or whatever. You're talking about, different phases of the buyer process. There's so many different phases about the buyer process. It is ridiculous. You don't have to talk about it all. Just talk about pieces of it, right? If you're having a transaction, and throughout the transaction, the same question keeps coming up from a buyer, guess what? Talk about it. Create a quick, simple post, and just be yourself. Have fun with this. This is the time where you can now start to have some fun with this business, and it's not always, oh my gosh, I gotta try and find business. When you start to incorporate some of these fun things, the business will start to come to you, right? Because you're creating a brand out in the marketplace to where you become the hunted instead of you always being the hunter. All right, let's keep going. The home seller process, right? Break that thing down in stages, right? Even where it says, where it says staging of open houses, but just the staging process, period, right? If you know that a home, even if you're working with buyers, right? If you know that a home really needs to look a certain way to cause buyers to want to take action, do some videos throughout the week on that, right? Teach people about what that looks like, right? And then passively brag while you're doing those things, saying, hey, you know what? This is what I do for my sellers. I help them with that. Or, hey, this is what I do with my buyers, right? And again, it's just, you're just kind of passively selling yourself while you're also building your sphere of influence. You want to post on open houses. That's also part of our mega open house process. All right. And then you want to post on some of the homes that you're selling. All right. If you have any questions about some of these things that I'm talking about, you can just look on my page. All y'all are, friends with me on Facebook. You just see how I intertwine so many of the different stuff, and how I kind of set some things up, and I'll change even my background and some other stuff, periodically. But I want people to know that when you come to my page, you know that I sell real estate, or I help people start a real estate career. You know that, right? And then in between all that stuff, you see that I'm a person at the same time. All right. Now, we'll come through in the home stretch, and we'll talk about the final thought here, and final thought, and for this call. All right, because I want to talk to you about the game plan, because I know I puked a lot of stuff, but I'm also going to copy and paste this information up underneath the video that I'm doing here for all of you here tonight. All right, so here's the final thought. You got to start talking to people. There's no such thing as a silent agent. All right, I was talking to an agent the other day, and the agent, was telling me, yeah, I'm not having some of the success in my business. I don't know what's going on. I said, well, let's pull up the 90-day boot camp, right? The 90-day entrepreneur boot camp. we pulled up the 90-day entrepreneur boot camp. I said, okay, you've been here for about, 3 months now? 4 months? They said, yeah, I've been here about 4 months now. I said, okay, let's start on week 1. What have you done on week 1? They did everything on week 1. I said, okay, let's talk about week 2. All right, what did you do on week 2? And what are you missing? They said, oh, I haven't done this, and this. I said, okay, you've been here 4 months and you're trying to do stuff from week 7. Now, again, nobody says you can't accelerate, but you're trying to do stuff from week 7. You haven't set a base. You don't know how to do a contract, which we talk about in week 2. So you never set a buyer consultation with anybody, but you're trying to operate like you know how to do all those things, but you never recreated that. And that's why that's why, it's designed the way it is. So part of this is start talking to people, follow that plan, right? Throw yourself out there. And while you're doing those things, you will be building your business along the way. I think in week 3 it is or something like that, where it says, okay, building your Facebook business page. All these things are around helping you to be able to build your presence online, right? And just think about this. All right, real estate is very easy to talk about, and a lot of people is always talking about it. And everybody on this call, you're real estate agents now. Congratulations, you are the CEO. You are a 1099 person. All right, so just know that your business is always there. But if you miss an opportunity to talk about it, if you're sitting at a social gathering or something like that, and somebody's talking about, oh yeah, I'm thinking about buying a house, well, you don't say nothing about that, you're gonna miss it. Or if somebody talks about, oh yeah, I just watched HGTV or whatever, talk about it. If you're sitting in Home Depot and people are looking, for whatever, looking at appliances or whatever, oh man, that looks like a really good refrigerator, man. It looks like you're remodeling or something. Yeah, I'm remodeling because of XYZ. Oh, okay, well here, let me get you one of my business cards. You ever think about selling a house? Hey, let me know, because I help out a lot of people out here. Oh, really? Yeah. You see how I'm just infusing this in my day-to-day and the places that I go a lot. But real estate can be infused in so many different conversations, all right? And then going back to the online piece, comment and like people's stuff, all right? So as you're meeting people offline, take them online, find them on social media, like them, create that sphere of influence, and that's a good way for you to be able to build that business online, all right? So, again, we're about 35 minutes into this call, but these were hopefully you felt these were some powerful nuggets. All right, this is all about you, getting started. It's not a marathon, right? I mean, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? You got to have a series of handoffs to be able to build your business. And again, I'm gonna go back to that 90-day boot camp. That's what this is all about, to be able to do so. So this here was about how do you build your online presence. And hopefully you found value in that. All right, so with that, let me go ahead and pause for any questions, comments, concerns, or emotional outbursts about anything I talked about here tonight. Or if you want to talk about you have any questions about anything that you've experienced over this past week that you may need some help with, or you just want to comment on, to the rest of the EBL, or ask questions for me, it doesn't matter. Remember, this call is for you all. So with that, let me just kind of pause, and I'll open up for any questions or comments. And you can go ahead and unpress mute, or you can put it inside the chat.
All right.
Okay. I'm not sure if anybody was going to say something, but I do have a question that's in the chat. Hello, Don. Oh, hello, everyone. Don, do you recommend paying for ads on Facebook? I think paying for ads on Facebook is a phenomenal way in order for you to be able to build your online presence when you know what you're doing. Okay. So what I mean by that is when you're getting a lead online, okay, because we do that as well, okay, that's not the sole source of my business, okay, it's a component, but not the sole source of your business. You've got to have the ability to follow up, okay. Let me say that again because we had a little bit of background noise, okay. All right, if you're going to start paying for online advertising, that is a great way to do this, right? But there's a way in which you need to do that. All right. You should have, hey, if everybody can just press mute if you're not talking, because we're getting that background noise again. And I want to make sure everybody can hear me. All right. If you're going to create an online presence and you're saying, hey, I'm going to start paying for ads, then you want to be able to drive that traffic back to a single source that will be able to capture their information while they're online searching. So many times you have people that are paying for ad space and they're driving them to like their Keller Williams website that they don't set to aggressive, or they don't point them to something specific, all right, to be able to capture their information. Guess what? You just paid a lot of money not to capture anybody's information. You satisfy their need for whatever it is that they were trying to get to. They got to your information, and they're not going to willingly give it to you unless they have to, all right? So have a lead capture pages, right? And there's a couple calls that we did regarding that, but, you know, over time I'm going to be infusing some more calls about lead capture pages. But if you have listing the leads, then, and if you are marketing a property, then that property is just like a lead capture page, because there's a drop down menu that will come down and you can set it for 5 seconds or however long you want. I generally set it for either 5 or 10 seconds. People start to look at the house, then a drop down comes down, says, give me your information. You want to see the rest of the house. Pretty much. It's a little bit more, nice than that. But, and then we get leads that way. But you got to have a method in which you're capturing people's information. That's a marketing tool. That's why when you guys are online and somebody has an ad on Facebook and you click on it, they're asking for information for you to see the rest of it. Or, they drive you to a lead capture page, and before you really get all the details, they give you some teasers, but before you get all the details, you got to enter in some information, because the profitability of your business is based off the size of your database. So they're building their database. The bigger your database, the more money you make, because you can sell to the people that are in your database. Now, coupled with that, so you got to have a lead capture page, some way to capture people's information. Then you also have to have a way to follow up with people, right? So, and this is all part of your strategy, okay? So you cannot just say, hey, what I'm going to do is I have a lead capture page. That part is great. Not a big deal, right? I have people going to this online, but once they give me their information, I can't follow up with them for 3 days. Guess what? You just paid for no reason. You paid for all that traffic for no reason, because online traffic is very volatile. And people that are searching online for anything, once you capture their information and you know that they're online, you've got to be ready to follow up with them quickly. And if you can't follow up with them quickly, that's like you just took money and just put it down in garbage disposal. So, online leads, you want to be able to follow up with them within the first 2 to 5 minutes. Once you get to the 10-minute mark, your conversion ratio is going to go down dramatically. So just think, if you spent a half a day or a day trying to follow back up with somebody, it's like you're playing chicken with them at that point. You're not going to have them. So, where I'm going with this is getting, paying for leads in that way is great, but you just have to have a way to, 1, capture their information, and 2, to be able to follow up with them fast. If you don't have those things, then make sure that you use some of the tools that I talk about and that are on the marketing extreme tab. Use some of those tools to incorporate in your business so you can actually capture their information. All right, that was a long explanation, but I wanted to make sure I was explaining and not just answering. Okay, all right, so let's keep going. Yes, Facebook ads, that's great. All right, Bert, hey, good stuff. Going to be listing the property in Batesburg. Hey, good stuff there, sir. I know you're excited. Go business through Facebook. He does free quotes. Okay, so there's actually somebody. It looks like Rochelle said, "Hey, Brett Watso she says does the Facebook advertising for you, and he's very reasonable. He's on Facebook and helps to grow business through Facebook advertising. He does free quotes and is very reasonable, and you don't have to do anything but watch it grow and receive leads. Good stuff." So hey, Rochelle, if you have his information when I post this here, I don't mind posting his information as well. But just know, everybody, it's a recommendation. So, have a conversation with him, and if you like, what it is, Now, this is exactly what happens from referrals, right? So she must have known him some way, somehow. And so now, hey, if he's a good source and he works out, that may be a good thing for you to reach out to him, talk to him, and you guys jive. Hey, you might want to be able to utilize him if your budget allows you to be able to do so. So good stuff. Thank you for that. All right. Anything else? Questions, comments, concerns? And y'all can come off mute too if you want. Anything else? I'm just trying to look at everything in the chat here. All right, everybody. Hey, I don't see any other questions that came out that are in the chat right now. So we'll just go ahead. We're at the 43-minute mark right now, so just about being able to wrap this up. All right, so I just want to remind everybody, all right, again, the basis of being able to build an online presence, and it's going to be different for everybody, but the fundamentals are the same, all right? So whether if you've been in your hometown for a long time or not, when you want to break into a market, you gotta know that you gotta have some kind of online presence. It is a must in today's day and age. If you say I will not have an online presence, that's not how I will do my business, I guarantee you your business is going to struggle. I guarantee you your business is going to struggle. And take it from somebody who sells millions of dollars of real estate every single year. I guarantee we're capping agents, and we've capped all but our first year. But we're capping agents. We even capped when we were dual career, so it can be done. All right. So I will tell you, if you do not have an online presence, your business will struggle. Okay. So you got to ensure that people get to know you, they like you, and they trust you. They have to trust you. Okay. And that's how you're going to be able to get more business. All right. So with that, hey, I appreciate all that everyone does. I've seen some of the boards inside of our office, right? For some of the closings, and I think they're just incredible for the month of August. I mean, it was just top notch, right? But guys, the best is truly yet to come. All right. We're pushing towards the end of this year, and now's the time to be able to say, how are you gonna end this thing? How are you really gonna push through the madness and gonna be able to say, you know what? I don't care what's gonna be in my way. I'm gonna make sure that I end this year off so strong. It doesn't matter how many transactions you had up until this point. I don't care if you sell 20, 30, 40, 50 homes up until this point. Do not let off the gas, because remember, selling real estate is a 90-day cycle. What you do today is going to impact you 90 days from now. That's the way it is. So how are you going to end this year off? All right. How are you going to end this thing? All right. So with that, hey, I appreciate all that everyone does, okay, on a day-to-day. If you have any questions, let me know, right, or ask somebody else in EBL. We are more than happy to help you out. Also, too, let's get ready. Remember, family reunion is in February 2000 of next year, okay? And it's in Texas. Plan right now to be there, okay? It changed the way Latoya and I operate our business. And we just went for the first time this year. We didn't go the first couple of years. Remember, we were dual career at the time. It was kind of hard. We have kids, whatever, right? But we figured out how to go this year. We knew that we had to be in the building. And I will tell you, I was able to actually retire from my job, even though I was, doing a lot of stuff 2 months later, because of the information we learned there. Okay. Be in the building. All right. Let's all plan on being in the building. All right. So with that, hey, I appreciate all that you do. So take care, take charge. I'll see you at the top, everybody. Have a great, awesome week. Bye-bye.